Hello and welcome everyone. I welcome you to this lecture of Fortinet Firewall training. And in this lecture, we will be talking about first of all the topology. So this is going to be our topology for the lab, and we will basically implement all the features here, and we will test all the features here. Now, let me just quickly go and tell you a little bit about the lab. So what will happen is you will have this left side. So let me just go and say grab a shape and let's say square only and save it. So this square is basically going to be like this. Okay, so this is going to be your DC firewall. Okay, and I'll just capture all of it, not the port 4. Okay, that is going to be outside. So this is going to be your DC1. Okay, so let's say I will say this is my DC1, and let's change the font of the color, say this, and let's say size of this. Okay, so yeah, so this is DC1, and likewise I want to duplicate this as well. Okay, so I will keep it here. This is our DC1, and this is going to be our DC2. Okay, and let me just duplicate this one as well, and let's rename this as DC2. So data center 2, right? Or you can say branch office, whatever. Just like that. So now what will happen is inside you the DC1 you have this Windows PC, and there's a switch. We can connect more nodes if you want, but for now a Windows PC, which is going to be Windows 7. Windows 7, yeah. I can have Windows 10 as well, but I just will go with the Windows 7. And then I will have the Fortinet firewall. If I just click on edit, and this is our 7.0.3. We can have 7.2.1 as well. Let's go for 7.2.1 on one side of DC1, and also on the other side we can have edit 7.0.3. Okay, so that looks good, and save. Now, what is the difference? You know, obviously, between these two, right? So one comes with an eval, one has to be activated before we can use it. Now, here we have pseudo internet, you can say, wherein these two data centers are getting connected by the ISP. You can just think this as an ISP, and then we will have a router here which will do the routing and send the traffic to the internet. Now we will test on our Windows PCs a real internet, like we can browse something and see if that is going through the Fortinet logs in the Fortinet firewall, and then it should go via this way, via the R7, and then to the actual internet. Now this internet is basically a management cloud. If you see here, edit, I have connected this to my management cloud, and basically I'm running my eve-ng on the ESXi server. If you go here, this is my eve-ng, and if I go on the edit settings, I have directly bridged it to my network, VM network. Yeah, this is basically my bridge network. That means the IP address on here would be same as the IP on my machine, but IP config, because this is connected to my wireless LAN. So this should have an IP address from my Wi-Fi, which is this range. So that is why if you see on the inside, I have 10.2, and on the port, which is the management, we will have an IP address. Let's say duplicate, say all the IP address should be, the range should be basically 192.168.1.0. 192.168.1.0 is going to be the management interface here, management subnet. Likewise, I have the same here, then on the other side, and likewise it is going to be on here. Now this is not going to basically do any problems or issues for us, because anyways we are going to do NAT, and this is only going to be used for our management purpose. Okay, and on top of that, what we will have is all the interfaces on the Fortigate 1, right, is going to be on 51 IP address. Like for example, for the inside it is going to be 10.2.2.51, outside 99.1.1.51. Likewise, the port 1, which is going to be our management port, is going to be 192 168.1.51, and the DMZ is going to be 172.16.1.51, and the R1 R7, basically the ISP router, is going to be on 99.1.1.1. So the default gateway of both the DC firewalls is going to be 99.1.1.1. Now why we have this here, basically I want to show you the routing part. So we will do the routing with the R7, in this case from the Fortinet to the R7, like that. We will see multiple labs on that as well. And on the 40 gate firewall on the DC2, you will have all IP address from the .52. So for example, inside would be 10.3.3.52 on port 2, port 1, which is the management, is going to be 192.168.1.52, and port 4 is going to be 99.1.1.52. So that is the whole idea of the lab that we have, and this is going to be the lab throughout our course. We might have a different lab for the HA part, but most of the time we will be using this lab for our practice and the features to test on of the Fortinet.